Okay, so there was this Samsung vacuum cleaner at my parents' office that no one liked because it was hard to move around. And I took it apart, and it is extremely complicated for a vacuum cleaner. Like, normally, I would think that there would just be an AC motor in here with a capacitor and a switch, and that'd be about it. But not in this thing. This thing actually had like a two. It had two different motors. One for like, cleaning around the house, and then another one, or one for like, cleaning up in corners and stuff, and another one for vacuuming the floors. And the smaller one, this motor, and it's all goes in one piece, but it has three different motors. So the smaller motor drew, it said on the sticker, 3 amps, and then this bigger fan motor drew 10 amps. And then you have this DC motor that's rectified for the brushes. So, the things that spin on the floor. So I'm going to try and like chase this wiring and figure out, what all these switches do and everything. So this is our line in. The black is hot and the white is neutral. So we'll follow the black. The black goes to this switch. So this is obviously the main power switch. And then it comes to this thing. And if I recall, this thing was like how it senses if you're trying to use just the handheld part or the base part of the vacuum. It's like if it knows that the handle's pulled back or whatnot. So I guess when it is, let's see if I can get it to focus. When it is not contacting anything, it goes into here, and this obviously goes into this handheld motor. So this red must be neutral. Yeah, that's real. Where do we go? Yeah, real intuitive. All right, so the red's neutral. The black is hot, and then the brown goes to this thing, which went to the lower part of the vacuum. So this white's neutral. Looks like we got that right. Then we have a green and a yellow and a black. All right, so green is typically ground, but here clearly we can see that in this case it's hot. So yeah, that's fantastic. So we have one black wire going to this switch, and this switch, if I recall, was whether you wanted the brushes to be on or not. So clearly the black wire is for the brushes, and this green wire is the hot for the main motor. Okay, so we follow this thing down, and then this is the big 10 amp vacuum motor. Here we got another Multex connector, and just in case it wasn't confusing enough already, we go from having black, green, and white to brown, blue, and white. Yeah, thanks. So let's see. So we said the green was constant hot to the motor. All right, so that goes down in here along with the neutral, which is white. And we got wires coming out of here or something. And this wire goes over here to this thing. So what does this switch do? This switch, are you kidding me? Alright, so yeah, so black, so blue is constant hot here, white's neutral, brown was for the brushes. So what do you think, why would that switch be on there? I don't know, maybe it automatically turns the brushes off if the handle's upright. That's what I'm going to assume. So this is so that you don't wear out your carpet. So if the handle is upright, the brushes don't run. But then we have this this moment of genius again, where we use blue, which was used as hot over here to the motor. Now I think we're using it as a neutral. All right, I would assume that's what it was. Not 100% sure, but because this black is hot and that's brown, coming into the same thing, and that goes into that switch. And in order for this thing to have power, you know what, maybe you think they could be using this thing as a voltage drop? That wouldn't make sense. I don't know. So somehow we get power going over to here, and this is a reset. So this, it's interesting to me that they only have this reset button for the brushes, and it says, I can't see, let me look at it. It says it's 120 volt AC reset fuse. So if we focus in on it, come on, there you go. Alright, so that makes me think that this thing is getting 120 volts, but then you would need some sort of a like a step down. So I'm not really sure about that, because I think this is just a plug. Yeah, it feels like just a plug. And then this is just a rectifier. So we go from some unknown voltage coming out of this motor, and it's rectified, and then we have this. This is the motor that ran the brushes, and it's got big brushes on it. It's pretty hefty. Does it say what the rated voltage is? It says 120 volt DCs. Okay, so I guess they are just retarded and decided to go ahead and use blue for hot on the main motor and blue for neutral on the brushed motor. Yeah, that's real intelligent. Well, I actually kind of like this thing because I thought it was going to hold up well, but you know, apparently if it's just not ergonomic, not going to work out. But yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like these videos, consider subscribing. Let me know what you think. I appreciate it. Bye. Hey, so check this out. I was disassembling this thing the rest of the way, and I don't know, like one thing I noticed is like these contacts seem to be pretty anemic for 10 amps. So do these wires. Like the main power cord is 17 American wire gauge. So I mean, they're kind of pushing it, and this might even be less. I don't know, but I thought this was interesting. So this is, you know, it's a centrifugal fan, so the air comes in through the center, and if it gets clogged up or something, this thing releases, and it allows air to flow through so that it doesn't spin too fast and, you know, cause catastrophic failure. So I thought that was pretty interesting. We have this vacuum at home, and I know that if you, it's like a Dyson, and if you plug it, it'll spin fast, and then it'll finally stop, or it'll cut out once it gets going so fast. So yeah. And check it out. Am I an engineer or what? I was able to tell that they used blue for neutral for one of the appliances and blue for hot for the other. Alright, now that's just retarded. Why would you do that? And why would you hide it so that people couldn't tell? I don't know, but that's kind of cool. I was able to figure that out. So yeah, you just trace it back. And what does this thing say? Because sometimes they lie on these packages. It says 10 amps. So maybe it really is 10 amp motor. I bet you it makes some noise, but I'm not going to turn it on.